international break is just about over. Game week 8 on the horizon. Today's video, we're predicting and previewing 5 big matchups as the players come back from international break. A lot of headlines already coming in. And man, I feel like there's been more news in international break than ever, whether it's injuries or other news, what we'll call it. Just kind of making the timeline. It's been a wild week already. We're only hitting Tuesday. But as always, I'm joined on the show today by Maxi Gaming, by Barca Boy 103. We're going to check in on how we're doing as far as the rest of our season predictions have gone. And then we are going to jump into the 5 juiciest matchups of game week 8 before we get to quickfire predictions at the very end. If you are brand new to the channel, do me a quick favor. Like the video down below. Subscribe to the channel for weekly predictions for the Premier League. All right, let's check in, lads. How are we doing? We didn't get Austin's picks for last week, so that's totally fine. I marked it there. Missed the game week 7 predictions.
I'm breaking even, boys. Let's get it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hoppin has officially gotten over the 500 line. Bro, I had a big week last week, and it still didn't even fucking get me back to 500. I had 4 out of 5. You know what match fucked me was oh,
you got 4 out of 5 too?
I did.
What match screwed me? Spurs screwed me.
That saved me. That's
yeah.
The comeback by Brighton was awesome.
Bro, imagine if I said Brighton. I was saying Brighton, and I already switched my prediction for Chelsea Forza. I just kept it cool. Would have gotten 5 out of 5. But I think I'm definitely the closest now.
At 2-0, how are you feeling with when Spurs were up 2-0?
I didn't even see it. The first time I saw the score, the first time I saw the score was when it was 2-1.
Well, as soon as you typed in the group chat, they fucking gave up that lead and like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did, bro.
As soon as you said it, they gave it up literally like that. Like it was
crazy. I almost muted the group chat at 2-0. I was like, I'm not gonna listen to Hop and brag about how much ball knowledge he's got, bro. I got better things to do today. So I almost did it, but I was like, bro, it'd just be crazy if Spurs bottled this. And right when they scored, I was like, it might be on. It might be on, bro. The reactions from Spurs fans on YouTube that day were epic. They were fucking epic.
They were in deep shit. They were so bad.
That's crazy.
My friend was depressed.
I don't blame him, bro. I don't blame him. Spurs fans, look, I don't want to laugh too hard. You guys have dealt with a lot over the last couple of weeks. It is what it is. Even as an Arsenal fan, as much as I enjoy it, I've been there. Yeah, I deal with the whole banter era, so I've been there. But yeah, this is how we're looking. Still not bad. Not crazy for anybody, I think. A lot of season left to play, but
I think I got 3 out of 5, I think.
Yeah, you did. You had 3, and Hoffman and I each had 4. So it was a good week, all of us, right before the international break. So we keep this train moving. I got a feeling we'll catch up to Hoffman, Max. Don't worry about it, bro. We'll get there.
Yeah, I will. The first 2 weeks, there was a lot of hot takes. So
yeah, there were. We got to make some ground up from that. A lot of hot takes. And you know what we're talking about? Go check out the first. I think it was for match week 2 because we did season predictions for the first video of the season. So the second video of the season, go check it out. It's interesting. All right, man. Before we get started, bro, I've been. This whole week, international break is like my time to nerd out. I've been going through like random stats. I've been just looking at who's doing what in the top 5 leagues in Europe. And we are a Premier League show, so I'll keep it Prem Pacific. But I'm kind of curious if you guys have kept track. Who has scored in 4 straight games for club and country this season?
Brendan Johnson.
That's close.
Yeah. Is it not? It's all remote.
But I think it's more than that though for him, right?
Yeah, it's more, I think. But in the last 4 straight.
And the last 4 straight Prem player. Is it a European player?
I can't say more than that. I'll give it away.
I think with his Holy, it'll be like an obscure player, like mid lower half of the Prem table.
Maybe.
So that's what I'm thinking.
Fucking
Is it Durant? I think he just scored for Colombia.
Durant's your guess, Max. What was your guess?
I mean, it was Brendan, but he's scored more. I think he's like 7 straight.
I think he's got 7 in the last 7 games. I don't know if it's 7 straight though.
Yeah, something like that. It's not in Bomo because I don't even know if he played in the
who does he play for national team wise?
Cameroon.
That's Cameroonian. Okay.
I think my Durant shout makes sense.
I'm not gonna steal his pick, so I'll go Mbomo because I think Mbomo has scored at least in like the last 3 games.
Dude, he's actually been lighting it up. It's kind of crazy. It is Brian Mbomo.
Yeah,
Max, bro. That's
crazy. add that to my tally list right now. give me like 3 points.
That's crazy, right? Yeah. You nailed it, bro. In 4 straight games for club and country, and Mbomo started the season very hot and fast. Brendan Johnson, I think, took a little bit, and then he's now on a crazy streak. I don't know if it's 7 straight, but in the last 7 games, he has scored 7.
Yeah.
But Mbeumo is the guy for Brentford, and United's taking on Brentford this week. So,
man, wow. Oh man, ball knowledge is
I like it, bro. I like it
there.
Yeah, bro. Look, we'll talk about it. We'll see if United can stop this man this weekend. We'll find out. Let's jump into our first match, man. Spurs, West Ham. We kind of alluded to Spurs a little bit already. Crazy fucking game against Brighton. Could not hold on to the 2-0 lead. Bottled it. And then, bro, Lopetegui might have saved his job a little bit. I know it's Ipswich, but a 4-1 win. They needed something to happen at West Ham. Yeah, they got it. Something. Buys himself another week. This one's interesting, bro. Big Ange is going through a little bit of pain and suffering, on his end at the moment. Lopetegui hasn't figured this out with West Ham. It's at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I mean, it's still battle of 2 London clubs. How are we feeling about this one?
Smells like a draw.
I feel like we say that way too often.
Big Ange hasn't beaten West Ham yet, so
yeah, I know.
I mean, this could be the first time, but
first time for everything, no?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I don't know, man.
Spurs, I think offensively Spurs have been playing well. It's just they've been letting teams come back into the game and then completely shutting down. So I don't. West Ham
in the last video that I was gonna predict the Brighton win, and I said it's the history of Tottenham because after a big win, they always have a big loss. But I will say this, after a big loss, they tend to get a result in the next game, especially when it's home. So I'm thinking of backing the Spurs in this game. I think it will be a very, very close game, like a 2-1 Spurs win, 1-0. I don't think it will be like a battering. I don't think West Ham will win. They can definitely, I think, get a draw out of it. I don't think they're good enough to get a result unless Spurs are just woeful on the day. But they need to bounce back. There's going to be some other big games this weekend where they can capitalize points-wise, especially since they're so early in. When Jose said game week 8 at the beginning, I'm thinking, fucking hell, it's 3 months into a season is only game week 8.
International break after international break.
International breaks are crazy.
No, just like even cups as well. You have the cups and then the Europa League and Champions League. But I think Spurs will pick up the win in this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with a draw. I feel like both teams right now are in a dire need of a win. With Tottenham's falling a little bit back. They started off strong and now they're falling back into closer to mid-table. And West Ham is got a nice win over Ipswich, but it's Ipswich. It's expected. And especially for a newly prem manager to keep his job. But now going to away at Spurs, it's a different story, but I mean, maybe the players come back from international break with a bigger whatever.
If you look at international break, just quickly, Max, out to your point, I think there's more players for West Ham, like in their starting lineup that went on international break than Spurs.
That's kind of crazy, by the way, right? Isn't that crazy?
Well, I think West Ham just have a run rate like a bunch of obscure players from different countries.
Well, I also say I feel like a lot of players. This international break decided just not to play. I feel like I know a lot of managers that left them off, but I feel like maybe there was some type of conversations because I feel like this is the first time United has never had a player in an international team in like fucking 100 years.
United had no players out on international duty.
But think about it. United also had like one of the most injury-ridden seasons ever, right? So
England,
like I wouldn't send anybody else out either. It's like, bro, we don't even know if we're gonna lose somebody.
And that's my point.
And they got my team that carry each of their nations. Every international break.
Wow.
By the way, that fucking Livakovic
Lewandowski one, I don't even get me started on that. I had a little bit of a hard time.
Yeah,
honestly, I saw this video of him leaving the stadium limping. I'm thinking, oh god.
Yeah, but that pissed me off, to be honest. Like, what kind of keep games in like that? But anyway,
but yeah, I think West Ham can get at least a draw. I don't think they're gonna win like Hoffet said, but I think they can pull out a draw.
I think,
and this is a 7:30 game too, so like
yeah.
Every time there's a 7:30, 12:30, the first game, last game of the day, it's always like, oof.
Tottenham needs to win this. Like, I don't know at what point Big Ange would be on the hot seat. I don't know.
He should be on the hot seat.
They won't stack him to like the end of the season. He's the type of manager that will get the season for sure, regardless of results, because it's Spurs. That's how I personally feel like it. Like if he does, like
how long can they sit outside the not even top 4? Let's say top 6. How long can they sit outside top 6 before that seat starts to get warm?
Probably like March, I would say February, March.
Damn, bro, that's crazy to me. There was just so much hype around this guy.
Yeah, but he's
Well,
he's at
yeah, I
Spurs, so
guess
welcome to
it's
reality.
that and also different expectations, I guess.
Yeah, and he is twerking. He's gonna win a second trophy, a trophy this season. So we'll see if he backs out. If he wins any trophy, he'll give him like a 10-year
They
deal.
almost got knocked out of the only trophy that they could probably win this year.
That's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
bro. It's like, yeah, they're like
But
scraping
they're still in
by.
it. They're still in it. So
Yeah,
He-
it's
he
just,
lives
I
to
don't
fight
know,
another day.
man. A lot of pressure on Andrew, and at least there should be. If there isn't, then maybe that says more about Spurs than
I think Spurs fans are just really happy they have an identity. You talk, Jose mentions a lot about how United don't have an identity, but Spurs do. Whether they like it or not, whether it's risky or not, they have something. They've been thriving for that for years and years. I think they really just want to really back it this time. So yes, there's going to be criticism. Yes, it's going to be per results. I think that mainly, I think the Brighton one, I think he mentioned was like the worst loss of his career, and I think that's mainly down to the mentality of the club, not more so his tactical and managerial approach. So I think once he gets over those couple of hurdles, we'll see. But I don't think, like I mentioned, they will consider second edge until the end of the season, depending on what's happened. If they finish outside the top 6, they win a trophy, how they competed, stuff like that. They definitely won't sack him this season.
Yeah, I don't know if Heung-min Son's back for this one. That's another question. I think if he is, they should win. West Ham to me is man, they've fallen so short of my expectations. It's sad. They were my surprise team for this season. All the signings made sense to me. And yet we're still here in October, and Mikel Antonio is still starting at fucking striker. Like it's crazy.
Is Fulkrug injured? Is that why?
Yeah, he's out until like
Todibo's just got into the starting lineup now. I think he started the last 2 games for the international break.
Mm-hmm.
He's just getting in. I think Wan-Bissaka is just getting in as well. Surprisingly, Guido Rodriguez is a starter for them. I don't know how he's managed to
from the
finesse
beginning.
That.
Yeah, literally pushed JWP out basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I actually rate JWP over Guido, but Lopetegui likes his men. It is what it is. At the end of the day, I just feel like if Spurs, I'm picking Spurs to win because they have to win. And if they lose to this version of West Ham in I don't know if this is like a try and true London derby, but I think all the London teams do have some sense of rivalry with each other. I feel like if they don't get this one at home, when they have all the motivation to do it, Spurs fans might be in for a long season. I don't know. Right now they sit 9th.
Especially if they lose it convincingly.
Yeah. If they get they get bounced from a cup on top of all of this, man, it's gonna be tough times. Tough times for Tottenham Hotspurs fan. All right, I'm gonna go with Spurs win just because they should. Hafid, you said Spurs win as well.
Yeah.
And then Max Holland draw. Nobody's back in West Ham. All right, we'll see how it goes. Fulham hosting Villa.
This is a low key kind of a.
This is kind of a banger.
Tasty matchup.
Yeah, I like it. Look, Fulham, we knew they're going to lose to City. They kept it close. It's about as respectable as anybody in the mid-table can do. And then, look, man, United held Villa to a draw. Villa's still top 5 in the league, there's of course a lot of European hype around them because of the first result against Bayern. At the end of the day, a lot of these players kind of have some of that sense of aura around them, but they're traveling, which I don't think they do that well. I almost have it almost feels like Duran's going to have to come up with another
savior
moment this game. Yeah, I don't know why. It just feels that way. I feel like the trap came for them.
Am I correct in saying that Amadou Onana is injured?
He was, yes.
I feel like he is.
Yeah, I think he is.
Yeah, I know it was like a couple to a few weeks, something like that, with a hamstring, but I don't know if now the international break is come and gone, if he'll be back. I'm not sure. So we'll find out. But I mean,
I don't know. Villa's been struggling to scoring wise. They I think the last 3 games, all goals came at least in the 85th minute or something like that.
Yeah.
So they've been struggling scoring, and Fulham, they can put up goals. Fulham's a sneaky good team, man. They're a sneaky good team.
Put up a good chance against City as well.
Yeah. When's Ollie Watkins going to become 2023 Ollie Watkins? Like when the hell are we going to see that guy? You know what I mean?
As soon as Emery benches Duran for Watkins, I think it's wraps for him. I still don't think Duran is a better player than Watkins, but he's just scoring goals off the bench for fun. So at some point, you're going to have to give that super sub the opportunity. We see it all the time at clubs. Even Barcelona gave a chance to Luke de Jong. So it's going to happen at some point. It's what I think it comes down to more of Duran takes that chance than Watkins' performance. But it's quite clear that Emery does favor Watkins a lot. And he hasn't been really poor. He's just not really converting. I think he has a couple of assists this season as well. He's just not really getting it into the back of the net. But this is a very interesting game. You have 2 teams that are, kind of at the very, very equal level. Of course, you could say that Villa are the better side, but I think what Fulham have done, their recruitment this past summer, I think the only reason why this game is very, very unpredictable is because it's right after an international break. If this is a couple games in, I think it would be way more, interesting, way more easy to predict. I think this one really is the shot in the dark for this match week prediction.
Yeah. So without some of their midfield, because they got to keep in mind they're missing Onana, they're missing John McGinn, they're missing Kamara. This is how they lined up against United, and I think it's straightforward enough. I think Emery made the best of what he's got in the midfield. Like seeing Ross Barkley start, to me, it's not that it's a bad thing, because like he was pretty good for Luton last season. Like I'll concede that. It's just for a top 5 team in the Prem, I feel like you're missing a little bit of something in the midfield by starting Ross Barkley. But Tielemans has been playing well. Morgan Rogers has been playing very well. What's that?
Especially playing Barkley to pivot.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's not super inspiring. Now they didn't concede the goal against United, but they just didn't threaten them all that much. Like there was.
If you look at the rating as well, you got a lot of greens for United, a lot of orange.
To be honest,
bro.
To be honest,
like,
we should have. I mean, we didn't have crazy.
That Bruno free kick should have went in. I think that's so unlucky for him.
That was close. I mean, I think we could have definitely gotten the 3 points from Villa, but it is what it is. But I didn't think Villa played that. I didn't think Villa played good at all that game, to be honest, like at all. So
yeah,
I think United were all right, and Villa were kind of like mid. That's how the game kind of went, based on what I've seen.
Yeah, no, it's pretty spot on. Like Villa did not have a good game, and that's why I'm saying like against a team against Marco Silva's men, who we know will sit a little bit back. They have the players to counter. They have the finisher in Jimenez to like who's in form to bag the goals if needed. It's just like I don't know, man. I really want to say Fulham. And it feels weird to say because if this was last season, I'd be back in Villa through and through, like I did last season. But it's just like Watkins isn't converting. We got a lot of injuries. I don't know where the game changer is going to come from. I feel like Emil Smith-Rowe, this could be his game to like step up for Fulham and be the guy. I don't think he even has a full 90 yet. And respect to him and to Marco Silva, because after all the injuries he's had with Arsenal, I respect that they're not giving him a full 90 right off the bat. But this could be his game, like his almost like his coming out party to an extent. I don't know.
Think about it as well. I think Fulham's like starting 11, like apart from Jedi going with America, I don't think anyone else really went out on international duty as well. So they should be fully fresh as well. I'm thinking like their front line all stayed. They're going to be fresher than ever. And they're also pretty full strength as well. So
yeah, that too.
Yeah. I mean,
I think
Anderson
I'm
should
gonna
be back, but that's pretty much it. Like everybody else should be good to go.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go Fulham. I don't know. I think I'm going to Fulham.
It feels weird, but I'm going to go Fulham too. I don't know why. I hate being against Villa.
I think I'm just back in just the form of Fulham plus home advantage.
Yeah, Craven Cottage.
And just I don't know. There's this. They're kind of, and also this Fulham team's kind of fun to watch. Like they got players that like were once on bigger clubs that are now performing in the Prem, and which is pretty cool to see. And I don't know. I just feel like this team is I want to say they're a top 5 team, but they're looking to push for a European spot at the moment. So, and I think this is a good opportunity for those players to really test themselves against a team that's already in a European spot or playing in Europe. So I think Fulham I think they may take this game.
Yeah, I'm very, very inclined to agree. I feel like Fulham, and by the way, right, depending on how other results go, if they do get the 3 points here, they're pushing themselves very hard into a European place, like very, very hard. I mean, like both Brighton and Newcastle have 12 ahead of them, and then Villa sits at 14 points, just a few spots ahead of them in the table. So it's close, man. It's close. I'm gonna back Fulham. It's gonna be close. I don't think it's gonna be like a clinical 2-0 or anything, but I could see like a 1-0 or a 2-1 or something.
I'm thinking it's gonna be a draw.
I knew he was gonna fucking say draw, bro. I knew it.
I just feel like Fulham. I don't know. I think when they come up against a team at equal level, it might make it a bit more challenging. I think Emery in these kind of games as well is always so good. So I'm quite surprised none of us backed Villa, to be honest, because they are, I think we can all agree they are the better team on their day, especially fully fit. Yeah. But actually, post international break, it's gonna be a tight game as well. So I
think their struggle in scoring goals is one of the reasons why I can't back them right now until we start seeing a little bit better. Yeah, obviously they can have a miracle goal if it's like a 0-0 once again to like the 85th minute, and then they put on Duran. Duran makes another game winner. Like, yeah, cool. Like that is what it is.
It's getting boring now.
Yeah,
if
like,
that happens, that man's PR is going to be like it already is
Yeah.
pretty insane, but it's going to be through the roof. Like it's going to be crazy.
Yeah,
He scored for Colombia like right now. If he misses, go off the bench as well. So I mean, God knows what's gonna happen.
That's insane, bro.
He's scoring goals for fun, but cannot start anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah. Honestly, bro, I feel like why ruin it? Like why ruin a good thing? Like he's coming into the game when
it's about the player though, right? If you're a player, think I'm scoring off the bench, why am I not getting my chance? How are you gonna convince that player to keep the mindset? Look, your role is just off the bench. It's just where you thrive, you know? But some players aren't like that. They might get too big or too hot for his seat. A couple of United links, and he'll end up at Everton, in their new stadium.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Former MLS player, so like maybe there's a little bit of humbleness in there somewhere. I don't know. We'll find out. Played for a trash MLS club too, if I'm going to be honest. But
was it Chicago or
Chicago?
Chicago,
who just got Berhalter, by the way. So shout out our American fans tuning in. If you're a Chicago fan, I'm sorry. GG's.
As their CEO, right? Or was it as their manager?
It's literally like I think he's like the sporting director and the
sporting director and the manager.
Oh, like that's crazy.
Good luck. Good luck. I was worried we were gonna get him in Dallas, so I'm happy. I'm chilling.
I'm surprised he got the sporting director title.
It's just the USMNT hype.
I know
the USPR. Like that's all it is. He led the national team, so it's like he deserves more than just a normal manager position if he's gonna come back to MLS. When in reality, nobody else in Europe or anywhere else was offering him a job, but that's a different conversation. All right, man. Let's move on to United. United hosting Brentford, and probably one of the rare instances, right, where United sit below Brentford in the table. It's been a crazy start for United. Brentford, I think, have outperformed most fans' expectations to kick off the season. Especially, we talked about Bumo and how crazy he's been as an individual to kick things off, but I mean, hell, did you guys catch any of the Wolves Brentford game? How crazy that shit was?
No,
any of the
goals? I watched the highlights.
Yeah, I caught like bits and pieces here and there where I could, because obviously there were games that I had on there watching. By the way, all these games coming together, like there's so many times where Arsenal play at the same time as Barcelona. I've never had to use more screens than I've had this season. It's kind of crazy. But anyway,
Barcelona thankfully don't clash with the bigger game this weekend.
Oh, thank God. I'm going to actually we'll talk about it. I'll talk about it when we get to that game.
Okay.
But look, United, Brentford, look, you guys had the 0-0 draw against Villa. It was away. So like, I still think with the pressure that was mounted on Ten Hag to get the draw there, it was a draw against Porto, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tree.
Yeah, so 2 draws, which was, I think, what happened? What did you predict? 1 point in that?
I said 1 out of 9. They got 2 out of 9, so that's kind of close.
Yeah, kind of close. Yeah, man. Look, I look. So hopefully some of that's alleviated, right? Because that can be a distraction from United standpoint. Is like if that is looming over Ten Hag, like whether or not they're going to make a decision, it sounds like he's not going anywhere. So you move on from that, you put it behind you, and you get up for this game, which you guys should realistically win, Max. You realistically should.
Yeah. And I think also people. I mean. Yeah, it's early in the season, but we're not too far away from like a European spot. Like everything's so every team's so close right now, besides the top 2, that a few positive results can drastically change the way the table looks. So now we're getting to an easier part of our schedule where these games are a must win, just like this game. The later games we can talk about another time, but this is a must win game. Brentford's in pretty solid form, but we're just a much better team than Brentford. We're having a little bit of issues with Mazrou. He's probably not going to be able to play.
Tough loss.
So we have an issue at the left back spot, but in my opinion, it really should be Lisandro Martinez playing the left back spot rather than what the rumors are saying Johnny Evans, or even I would even put the kid back Colliers at left back. But I know everyone's talking about Amos. Why hasn't Ten Hag given him the chance? But I've been seeing reports about his performance and training and some of the U21, so he may not be ready. Plus, the issue at left back is, as we've been talking about, the main man in Bomo is going up against him, a guy who's completely in form, who's killing every left back he's played so far. So it's the matchup between who we put at left back against him is going to be super important. So I mean,
it has to be Licha, bro. It has to be Licha.
I cannot see Johnny Evans being matched up
No.
against him. Like it's just like that's
No
just
way.
there's just no way. So I can't see that. But I'm interested to see what Ten Hag does with the lineup. I would actually love to see Bruno on the bench this game, and then I would love to see Højlund and then Xerxes at the 10 with Garnacho and Ahmad on the wings. I would love to see that. Will that happen? Probably not. We'll probably see Bruno in this game, but I would love to see that. I think Xerxes is such a great. I don't think he's obviously not a natural 10, but I think he's a great playmaker, great at hold up position. I would love to just give him the opportunity to play at that spot. But I don't know. We'll see.
It's not a crazy shout. I think it's less risky than putting Bruno out there, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird to say, but like he's almost hurting United at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I think he just needs to break, man. I don't know. I feel like he just needs to break. He's I think towards the end of last season, a little bit of this season, he's had some minor knocks, but I think he just truly just needs to break. I think he needs a fresh. I mean, his international break. I don't even know how he did because I don't watch any international football. I don't know. It's been fucking
who does
shit.
Unless it's your country, who does?
Yeah. Even I didn't even barely watch I watched like the first half of the USA game. I was like, and then Poach just sends everyone home. I'm like, well, this guy's not serious. So
that's a hot topic on the timeline today. But yeah,
it is because like what the fuck? Okay. But yeah, no, I didn't watch too much of international breaks. I don't even know what Bruno did for Portugal. I'm pretty sure I know he played today. I know he started today, but I don't know.
He got assist in their last game when Ronaldo scored a brace. He got an assist for one of those goals.
But either way, like it's not a crazy shout with Xerxes because like Xerxes, I think he's had the most shots on per match, right, for United. Like he's getting the shots, but they're not going in. So maybe moving him around and finding a unique way of using him that's just different than being a clinical out and out striker waiting for the service. Because he can distribute and he can hold up.
He can. And I've watched him do it I did watch a little bit of some Netherlands highlights on it, and I literally watched him do exactly that. So I would be interested, but that's not going to happen. So
that's a giant 10 too, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
Like a huge fucking dude as a 10.
We are forgetting to mention one thing though, and that is Brentford's conversion rate in the first 7 minutes, and that is going to be
insane, bro.
Because
if
United
they start fast,
I think Max, correct if I'm not mistaken, the last season's game for this game was a 2-2 when McTominay scored in the last second to get the draw, or they get the win, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so Brentford tend to do very well against United. I will say my prediction. I think United are going to win solely on the base of the pressure on the team and the manager. I think coming off the back of international break, you're at home, refreshed, like Max mentioned. A lot of the players not being too much involved with international duty, apart from maybe Xerxes and Eriksson, a couple just to name a few of them. So I think even this other Martinez today, he's starting on the bench for Argentina in their match. So I feel like they just, like what Jose mentioned with Spurs earlier, they just have to win. That's what I'm going to back it. But I do fear that if Brentford get that early goal, which they have, I think like the last 3 or 4 games, they scored like in the first 4 or 5 minutes. If they get that against United, then force United to move forward, then Brentford will hit them on the counterattack. And we know that United are quite vulnerable when they do push up. Things could get difficult for United. I just think if they can keep their composure first 10 minutes, they should be able to get a result in this game.
Yeah, it all depends on how United react to the first minute. Like, are we going to be more possession based, or are we now going to be more counter attack? And I would definitely not lean towards winning the counter attack against this Brentford team. Not at the moment. Definitely.
I would just say urgency. Like whether regardless of like what the game plan is going in, like go in there. Just like if I'm Ten Hag, the one I want to get across is that you win every duel. You win every duel. The energy has to be at 150% for the first 10 to 15 minutes. Like you cannot give any ball away. You can't, overstep on trying to make a stupid home run play defensively. Like you have to respect some of these guys on Brentford, like Mbeumo, but just match their energy, if not exceed it, because that's how Brentford beat you. It's not like they're, Thomas Frank's a good manager. I respect him. I rate him as a manager. But I don't think he has these crazy tactics that nobody's figured out. It's just
I think it's just a lot of motivated and individual performances. So
yeah, I think Mbeumo will be key, but you guys obviously know what's coming. You have to hone in on him and then try your best to shut him down, because they will try to isolate him against who they'll know it's going to be a non-traditional left back situation. They're going to try and exploit that immediately. So this is close. Like, to me, Brentford and United has always been a weird fixture. Like the last few seasons anyway. It feels weird.
So the last time we played at Brentford, it was a 1-1 draw. Mount scored like the 90th minute or something like that. And then you go figure, United give up, the very last minute goal. That game ended 1-1, and then we beat them at home, I think 2-1. So the games have relatively been close the last few years. Yeah. So, but you could say the thing with Brentford and a lot of big clubs. I mean, Brentford City has always struggled against Brentford for whatever reason. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's Thomas Frank. Maybe it's just the players are motivated to go at City. But I guess, maybe not. I wouldn't say teams like Brentford, but they try to play to the level of the team that they're playing. So
yeah. Well, what I mean is, like, I agree with you. They come at the Big Six in a different way than almost any other club that's more at their level. But it's just like, for whatever reason, the unpredictability of United and Brentford, whether United's home or away, it's a crazy fixture for the purposes of this video, right? It's like it's really hard to like nail down what this could look like. Like, I expect United to win, but even the score line, I couldn't even tell you. There could be a shit ton of goals in this one. It might just be a nail biter that's super close. I mean, I don't know.
Well, I'm hoping to be a lot. Well, not for Brentford, but I'm hoping we can finally break our drought of just not scoring goals in the Premier League. As you can see, I mean, we went into Porto and put three goals in against Porto. So, like, we can score, like, it's there. It's just, how do we transition that into the Prem?
Barca boy, what's your prediction?
Score wise, I think it would be like a 2-0, 3-1 United. I don't see too many goals into it, but I still feel like that United should get over the line in this game. Like Ten Hag mentioned, I think the one thing that he's kind of gibbered about that I do agree with is that United do create a lot of chances, just not converting them. Even the Tottenham game, when I think they went 1-0 down to the Brennan Johnson goal, they created about 3 good chances: the Rashford chance, the Garnacho chance. Even the second half as well, when they conceded, the Xerxes opportunity, another Rashford chance. So the team can create, just not being clinical. And if they are clinical, I think they should be able to win this game.
Yeah,
bro. If United, I don't know if he's gonna be back or not. Because I feel like I haven't seen Ahmad in like a little while now, and I feel like if you guys had him ready for this game, I would easily pick United. I don't know why. When I think about United's like most impactful player at the moment, to me, it's him. I feel like he's the one no-brainer attacker that I think has to start week in and week out.
What I've been saying, I said, Ahmad on the right, Garnacho on the left, send Rashford to the bench where he should be.
But then you said that, right? And then he scores, and so it's like,
oh my god, he scored a crappy goal against Diego Costa.
I know. I'm just saying, like we talk about that, right? It's like we call. I was right there with you. We call for this man to get benched, and then it's like he hears all of this and fucking just decides to show up. And that's, I think, from Ten Hag's perspective, when your job is on the line potentially, you like don't want to rule that out. You don't want to take that off the table.
He
could score.
Well, I would say Rashford, offensively wise, has been performing. It's just his work rate has been what's hurting the team, which is why you see him getting subbed off like the 45th minute at halftime or the 55th, 60th minute come the second half.
He starts because he wears the number 10 and he's on 300K a week. That's just how I see it. And unless he gets, I saw a screenshot of someone tweeting that he was like, left out of the Ballon d'Or nominees 2 years ago when he got like 30 goals, 11 assists, and people were saying it was a robbery. I wouldn't even include him like in a top 200 right now. Like, he's been that underperforming, and we talked about the roller coaster of Rashford's career. This should be like now where he peaks and does well this season. He just hasn't done it in the first 13 games of the season. There's not been one game, even one cameo where I thought, all right, he's looked decent from what I've seen. Anyways, I don't watch.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But there's Rashford. I think depending on who you ask is kind of hit or miss. Garnacho less hit or miss, but there's still some big consistency there. Ahmad to me is just like the no-brainer. Like, I feel like when I watch him dribble, when I watch how he opens up space, when he gets inverted, when he comes short and like creates space for another player, it's like all of those things. I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with him. I don't know if he's injured or anything else. I don't keep up with the injury reports for United, but I just feel like if he's available, he needs to start in this one because you need to match whatever Mbeumo's going to throw your way. I mean, look, they're missing players too. Jensen's not playing. Wissa's not going to be available. So you know, like
look at Brentford as well. On paper, they're not, a great team, but they're just
No,
structurally so well managed and they understand their roles. That's why they get results. Like if I asked you guys to name me 5 Brentford players that are fit for this game, you probably struggle. I would struggle. So it shows the level of how well Thomas Frank has done and also how well the team executes what he wants to see on the pitch.
every time I pick United to win, I get fucked.
I'm honestly, I think I've done very well with United predictions during this. I think even last week I said draw quite comfortably, and it was a draw. I said
United win last time, and they drew to Villa.
Yeah.
I said they would beat Spurs. They lost to Spurs. I'm struggling.
Bullshit red card.
Someone should definitely pick Brentford. Someone should definitely pick Brentford just to like even it out.
Why are you doing this, Hafid? Why are we doing this again, bro? Someone should definitely pick Brentford.
Hey, you told me to pick Chelsea draw. It worked out for me great. So,
anyway, I'll be different because I'm just going off the data now at this point. I'm going to go with draw, and if United win, then I'm going to say we're just not going to put any more United games on the fucking card anymore because I don't even know what happened, bro. But yeah, this would be a close game. I'm hoping there's decent amount of goals on both sides, and I expect Max to obviously pick United.
Bro, if United were facing prime Barcelona, he'd pick United to win.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of crazy.
Yeah. Which I respect.
That'd be kind of crazy. Although last time we met in Europe, he did get.
No, I love it. I love it.
It is what it is.
I love it.
All right, let's move on. Newcastle hosting Brighton. Look, man, both these guys in a very, very similar position, both fighting for European places. The Newcastle draw at Everton is, I don't know. I still don't even know how to feel about it.
They did batter them, to be fair. It was a jammy, typical Sean Dyche draw, But Gordon missing the penalty as well.
Yeah, maybe.
If I'm the manager, I would not let him take that penalty. Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Maybe if it was, not at Goodison Park, this would have been different.
Y'all see the pictures of the Everton's new stadium? Kind of looks nice. I'm not gonna lie.
It does look nice. You can see why they haven't been able to spend money on that.
You guys know when they're actually moving into that stadium?
No.
Is it like 2? I think it's 2 years. 2 years.
2 years. I thought it was like this season at some point.
I thought it was going to be in the off season. I didn't think it was happening this season. I thought they were
this season.
Maybe next season.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be before 2025. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. But if it takes longer than that, it wouldn't surprise me. Barcelona's fucking Renault is the videos.
Hey, we're coming back this season. Calm.
Yeah, but the videos have been wild. You got workers fighting with each other.
Bro, the workers fighting, that was hilarious.
Bro, no. That's like,
hilarious.
Dude, that is.
Weren't they fighting like on the pole? Bro, like where they could fucking fall off?
Yeah. They were like throwing each other on the ground and everything. Like, it was a proper.
What the fuck is going on?
Apparently, it was like Armenian and Romanian. They have some like international beef, so they just started scrapping. I don't know what, but
bro, I just don't know what.
As soon as the report came out, I'm like, please let me get some video. I didn't think we would, and then
you got the realest video of all time, like just dudes grabbing shit, and beating the hell out of each other. I was like, bro, what? It was wild. It was a wild video. Anyway, look, with these two sides, man. Obviously, Brighton coming into the international break on a high, but that will, that 2-week break will always bring you right back down. This will be at St. James's Park. Newcastle have been a little up and down, but they've been getting the results for the most part this season. I think recently they've dropped off a little bit. Is this a trap game for them? Even being at home, can Brighton still result?
Yeah, I think they can. Will they? I don't know. It's tough.
I think it's important to know that Joao Pedro would significantly impact this game from my perspective, and the fact that he's not going to be there is a decent sized loss for them.
I am very much back at Newcastle in here. Brighton don't tend to do very well in away games against teams where they evenly match up. Your Fulhams, your Villas, your Newcastles, maybe even your Bournemouth as well. They tend to struggle in those kind of away games. Always against the top teams away, top teams at home will nick a win. Everyone thinks the next best thing since sliced bread. But this is for me the true and tied test. This is on par with like the Fulham Villa game. But I see Newcastle coming in on somewhat of a comeback arc, especially from their performances before the international break at St. James's Park as well, which is a massive factor. I see it very difficult, especially with them, like you mentioned, missing one of their better players in Joao Pedro and relying on good old Denny Welbeck to score some goals for them.
Hey, that's a cult hero right there, man.
Hey, man, he's doing it. He's still doing it in the Premier League.
Crazy, bro. At 33 or whatever he is. Yeah, man. It's Jesus, it's wild. But like, Here's the thing. Well, the best shout I think you had there was that Brighton, they haven't even played that many away matches this season. The last one came to that loss to Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. But before that, they only played one other one. It was against Everton, and they won because it's Everton. So it's like I feel like I don't even know enough about Brighton on the road this season. And St. James's Park is a hell of a place to go play like your first like meaningful test. I mean, Chelsea was a meaningful test too, don't get me wrong, but they also have their struggles. And I don't think, maybe I'm disrespecting Stamford Bridge a little bit because I'm an Arsenal fan, but for whatever reason, I feel like St. James's Park, it just feels louder when I watch that shit. Do you guys get that?
Sure. Stamford Bridge is an old stadium with like a capacity of 40,000. I mean, Barcelona's going into their stadium with half done. It's going to have a bigger capacity than Chelsea. So
yeah,
we've been talking about reworking Stamford Bridge for years. By the way, Everton are going to be moving at the end. This is their last season at Goodison Park.
Okay.
So it's next season.
Yeah. Provide that they'll move regardless, but you definitely don't want to get relegated on the back of like moving.
The stadium. They're not going to get relegated, man. They're not going to get relegated.
I don't know. I mean, look, they drew against Newcastle, so I guess it's something. Yeah, man, this one to me is it just smells like a draw, but maybe I'm not giving Newcastle the respect they deserve.
It's gonna be Newcastle.
I don't know. I mean,
they are coming this game even. Steve is the same record, same points.
Everything.
Yeah,
6 and 7.
It's pretty. I mean, it's pretty even. I mean, it smells like a draw, but I'm pretty sure Brighton I don't know. This is a tough game to pick.
Which game do you guys think is closer, this game or Villa Fulham?
This game's closer, I think.
You think? I think the other game's closer, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know, man. They're probably neck and neck. Like there are players missing on both, big players missing in both matches. I mean, yeah, this one might be a little bit closer, but I don't know if it's gonna be a better game. I think the better game is with Fulham versus Villa.
Yeah.
I haven't picked draw yet anywhere, have I? I'm gonna pick draw for this one. I feel like Brighton, we learned a little bit about them against Spurs, a little bit, and when they face adversity and how they can respond to it. I think they're gonna face it in this game for sure. I can see Newcastle going up 1-0. I'm just curious to see what version of Brighton shows up, especially after an international break. I don't know how many players they sent out, but yeah, I'm gonna back the draw.
No Isak. No, I mean that's obviously no Bowman. But Brighton has no Rudder. They have no Ndingra, no Solly March, no Pedro.
Pedro's the big one. Oh well, Van Eyck too. Van Eyck too is also a big one.
Van Eyck,
he was playing pretty well at center back.
Shoot, I mean Brighton looked fucking cooked.
Back Brighton after saying that.
Yeah, God, I don't fucking know.
If you're putting money down right now, who are you backing?
Actually, I'll tell you right now. Let me see what the odds are. I'll tell you. If the odds for Brighton are pretty juicy, I'll back Brighton. I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, it's interesting because, like, I mean, it's not like Newcastle don't have injuries either, right? Like they,
but even though we know about that, they're not.
The only one that they're really missing is Isak, and obviously Boatman. But they've been missing Boatman since the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
That's why they were trucking for Guay for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, they really need a Gay.
I mean, Newcastle's not even heavily favorite in this game. I'll back Brighton.
Oh, there we go. All right, I like that. Gotta take some risks. I like that. I'm back and draw just because I already said it. But Hafid, you're gonna be the Toon Army all the way through.
Yes, sir. Up the what are they called again? Magpies.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see, man. It wouldn't surprise me if they won, but man, it'd be crazy if Max got this one right. We all got it wrong. He just backed Brighton based on the odds.
Listen, sometimes, bro.
Whoever gets this first 5 out of 5, I'm telling you, man, we're not gonna get out of it.
Extra hype, yeah, 1000%, bro. If I'm the first one to get it, I don't even give a fuck what happens between Palace and Arsenal, bro. I'll be honest, I don't even give a shit. We'll see what happens. Like all the shit talk that comes from that, whatever, bro. If Mateta does score, would you take
a 5 out of 5 weekend, but Arsenal don't win? They lose?
No, fuck no. No. Ain't no way. No.
Just making sure.
No. But would I take like all the shit that comes with like let's say we beat Palace, but Mateta scores? Because I know for a fact if Mateta scores, I'm hearing it.
Are Arsenal playing Palace weekend?
No, we have
playing Bournemouth away.
Yeah. So if that were to happen, I know you guys would be all over it. But if I got a 5 out of 5,
I would only clown you if Arsenal don't win and Mateta scores. So if Mateta scores and you guys win, I would not mention it. Maybe just like a little banter here on a show, sure. But I wouldn't like clown you for it. But if Crystal Palace beat or draw and Mateta scores, you're getting cooked.
I have other friends who would still hold me liable only because like you guys were the only ones. I shit on Mateta everywhere last season. Like right before the run, I was like, this dude's ass, bro. This is straight up. He's cheeks. But yeah, he proved me wrong a little bit. Although him and Glasner are now, kind of
apparently
music.
They like switched like formation. Apparently, they're like 3 at the back. He's like, I don't know. There's been some rumors about that, so we'll see how Chris Paul's come back after.
Yeah, we'll see. They have a big game this weekend too against, or is it on Monday? I believe it's on Monday.
It's on Monday, I think.
Yeah, against Forest. Ooh,
yeah, that's gonna be a big game. If they look, I'll say it right now. If they don't get something, a point or something out of that game,
Glasner out.
He'll be on the path for sure, bro. Like all that hype, bro. There were people putting him in like their top 5 for managers of the season last season. Like all that hype, and it's just falling off a cliff.
Also, definitely get like Graham Potter as well to come in and replace him as well.
Yeah, I can see Graham Potter at Palace. I could easily say Graham Potter at Palace. We'll find out. Bring Big Roy back. Fuck it.
As long as they play each other, yeah, they'll be fine.
Me and Jack talked about that the other day. All right, Liverpool hosting Chelsea. Look, guys, Liverpool. This is probably I don't know what it is.
It's the first test.
It is the first test. It's crazy. Liverpool have only lost to Forest. They have 6 games. They sit in first place. They're at 18 points. But I've never been less fearful of a Liverpool side. At least not in a long time. Like under Klopp, there was always the fear there. They could just like in an instant turn a game around. And it's not that I don't believe in this good defense they've shown to this point, but like Max said, I don't believe that they've been tested. And now you get a Maresca side in Chelsea that is overperforming at least a little bit, right? Against all of our expectations in the preseason. They're being led by arguably the best player in the league in Cole Palmer. At least that's the narrative, right? That he's probably the most important player in the Premier League at the moment, maybe even for England. And so you think about that, right? This is also a big test for him, keep in mind. I think Chelsea played City that opening weekend where they got clinically trounced 2-0. And it's just been up and down since then where they've played like mid-table sides and there hasn't really been like outside of Brighton maybe, like a tried and true test.
It's kind of both teams' first test. Chelsea after the good start to the season post-City game, and then Liverpool's first like big game. I mean, they played against the Milan in the Champions League at the San Siro, so that's kind of like I would say an equal level difficulty.
And bro, I'll be honest, Anfield doesn't feel like a fortress anymore. It just doesn't.
Anfield never is a fortress. It's only a fortress when they're like against like a top 3 team. And
no, they had that streak. They had that streak under Klopp where they didn't lose at Anfield for like 2 years or some shit. Like it was a while. But what I'm saying is like they're not as intimidating as they used to be, and I don't know why this feels like it's tailor-made for Cole Palmer to show up and just like humble them, but I don't know. I still wouldn't go as far as saying like Chelsea are just going to win this game because you got to respect Liverpool. But who's going to show up and back the goals? Is it going to be Jota? Is it going to be Luis Diaz after this crazy run of form? Like where's that come from? They beat Palace 1-0, by the way, in the last game before the break.
They're very they weren't that clinical in that game though. They had a lot of chances, to be fair to them. So did Crystal Palace. Yeah.
It's Palace. Like, they give a lot of chances.
I'm going to be going with the Liverpool win here. I think the main factor is that before this game, City will play Wolves away, and I'm predicting City to drop points. So I think that will give Liverpool players and manager extra motivation to, extend their lead at the top. Also, before this game as well, Arsenal have already played Bournemouth the day before. So I think all that accompanied with it being Chelsea, a bigger team at Anfield, I'm struggling to bet against Liverpool.
Mm-hmm. This was like a draw to me too. I don't know why.
You should definitely pick draw. Keep it safe. Keep it safe.
I was picking draw.
Smart. See, look, Max knows.
Bro, shut up.
No, but look, Enzo Maresca on some good form. His first test.
Good form.
Liverpool not looking too great. Cole Palmer cooking. Madueke has a bit of an attitude, but he's still cooking.
I wouldn't say he's still cooking. He actually like
Nicholas Jackson scoring goals.
I can't buy into this Barstool PR, bro. I can't buy
Reece
into this
James
shit.
is back now as well. Their captain about to play.
That's kind of crazy, by the way. We thought we thought Tyrell Malacia disappeared. Reece James was gone for like I don't even know.
I seen a report as well that Enzo Maresca really rates Wesley Fofana to the point like he's gonna play him only 1 game a week to keep him really fresh and fit. I saw I think that came out from at the time. So they got like the second coming to Saliba. You know,
wait. So he rates him more than Colwill?
As a center back, I guess so. That's what the report said. Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't know. That's kind of a weird statement. But yeah, I like you picked. Okay, so Max picked. Are you picking draw, Max?
Yeah, I'm gonna pick a draw.
Damn it! I might pick Chelsea win.
No, you either go Chelsea win or draw. You can't go Liverpool win.
What? I just can't go Liverpool win.
Yeah, you shouldn't. I
shouldn't. Yeah, I don't buy into Liverpool's hype a little bit. I
essentially lean towards the Chelsea win here.
The cool part about this game is I will be watching it from Cosm. So I'm super excited about that, bro. That giant wall-to-wall experience.
Oh, you are?
Oh, yeah, you better sprint back home for the Barca game, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch at least part of it on my phone. But it was like a birthday gift from my dad. So my dad, unfortunately, is a Chelsea fan. And so
is he really?
He is. Well, like so everybody supports Barca in our family, but we all kind of have our own Premier League teams. I'm the only one who has Arsenal. He was in love with Eden Hazard. Like the debate him and I have had over Hazard, crazy. Like
so your dad knows ball. I respect it.
Yeah, he does know ball. But I got tickets for this. It's gonna be fun. I'll side with the old man. I'm gonna go with Chelsea. Just because it's so hard for me to back Liverpool. They just had so many uninspiring performances so far, and I feel like they've gotten by on individual quality.
So someone's coming out on top. We got all 3 options here.
Yeah,
crazy scenes.
And if it's me, Hafid, it will be absolute scenes, bro. Yeah, we'll see, man. Definitely a 3-way differential pick on this one. So we'll find out. Let's move on to our quickfire predictions, lads, and then we'll get out of here, man. All right. Ipswich Town versus Everton, the battle of shite.
1-0 Everton. Dwight McNeil. I'm telling you, man, this guy should be playing for like a top 10 team. You see how important he is for Everton. I've been twerking for him since like last season when we started the show.
1-0 Ipswich. Delap goal.
80th minute.
Yeah. I think Ipswich stays up, man. I think Ipswich is the reason Everton goes down this season. I think we'll find out.
Did you say Ipswich to stay up in our season?
No, that was Mohammed. Bro, Mohammed was going to be on the show tonight, and he got sick. But that bet still
stands. What was his bet again? I forget what it was.
Ipswich stays up, and if they don't, he has really long hair. He shaves all of it. All of it bald.
I made a bet with him, too. I forget what my bet was with him.
We can go back and get that. We can go back.
Yeah, I forget what it was. I think mine was against Chelsea. I don't know. I had a massive Chelsea agenda in that video.
Was it the beard, though? I can't remember what it was. We'll have to go back and look at that, guys. You know what we're talking about? If you go back to our channel, the season predictions that we did at the very start of the Premier League season, there were some bets that were made. Go hold us accountable. Go find those receipts. Let us know in the comments down below. But Mohammed thinks Ipswich will stay up, and I honestly, I'm a little bit inclined to agree with him. So we'll see. Max,
I mean, if they get a result in this game, I'll start considering it. But again, people said this about Luton last season too. So,
bro, they had so many opportunities. They botched those all along the way. They had so many opportunities.
Yeah, Everton.
All right.
Smash catching on.
Southampton versus Leicester.
Oh, shite.
This is also the battle of shit. Yeah, battle.
Actually, I don't know.
Leicester. I feel like they're like a level above Southampton. The Southampton.
They are, but like Southampton needs a win at some point.
Bro, but Southampton has stayed. Well, honestly, they've been kind of like Leicester, where they've stayed in just about all of these games. Whether it was Arsenal, whether it was it Liverpool, like they've stayed in these games. It's not like they got blown out by anybody.
Give me the home team, Southampton.
Definitely Leicester in here. Also, will be a happy camper.
You're going Leicester?
Yeah.
This smells like a 0-0 draw.
Jose, at the end of the season, you're gonna have to hire someone to go through like these quick fire ones to see who has the best conversion rate.
It's gonna be me. I'm telling you.
Max been saying about this forever too.
Yeah, you know what? We should. I should find a way. I should find a way to do it. I'll find a way to do it and just see like if somehow the records flip if we were to focus on these quick fire predictions. Zero analysis, just off shooting from the fucking hip, bro.
I'm picking like Everton every single time as well.
It'd be crazy. Bournemouth versus Arsenal. I wonder who's the most wrong, by the way, on quickfire predictions. I just wonder.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going Arsenal on this one. It'll be a good game. It'll be a close game. It always is.
3-0 Bournemouth. Another Iraola masterclass. You know, that's what I'm feeling.
See, with shit like this, I wonder what I wonder. And you've had a couple like this for Quickfire predictions. It's not just this one.
I did draw for Arsenal.
I think Max probably is number one because you shithouse these a little bit. I do, to be fair.
But imagine my shithouse them and I'm not the worst. That's the funny part.
Yeah, we can find out. Like I said, I'll find a way to do that. Max, what you got in this one?
Actually, this is tough. I'm gonna go draw.
Okay. Yes, sir. At the Vitality, so at the national break, you know, even though a top coach.
Yeah, Arsenal, and we might have. There was rumors that we might have lost Saka. He's fine. We got the reports back. But,
I swear, was Saka all the time. He'll get injured on international duty, miss the next England game.
No, it's when this man starts to limp off the field.
To be fair, off like the 50th minute, but like, yes, I agree. Like he's got his own process for when the games aren't going his way.
It's always that same damn. It's like the limp doesn't change. Like you can limp different ways, but like his limp is just always the same. Like,
I trademark that shit, bro. Put it on a t-shirt or something. I'm down. Yeah, I'll buy that. Wolves versus Manchester City. I heard Hoffa tease this a little bit.
I did tease this.
You really think that?
I think City won't win this game. I don't know if they'll draw or lose, but I think they won't win.
Well, they're not going to lose.
I'll leave it at that.
They're not going to lose.
All right, so draw.
Minimum be draw.
I swear the record at the Molyneux is absolute ass as well.
It is. It's not good. Yeah. I just like this Wolves team. I still have a lot of hope for Gary.
I think last year when it was a draw, I think they were up 2-0 and they choked it because Hwang Hee-chan and Pep made fun of him in the press conference. So he came and he scored. There's always something with Wolves.
You think he plays that video in the locker room beforehand, like just
like Arteta with the Ivan Toney.
Yeah. That'd be some crazy mind games, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I gotta take City. It's just
I have City. Yeah,
it's hard to bet against them. But if Hoffa got this right, good.
Do you think anyone will ever get like a 10 out of 10? I think one of us will get a 5 out of 10.
If somebody gets a 10 out of 10, I call pure luck. There's no way that's fucking ball knowledge.
I think a 5 out of 5 will come at some point this season. Whether it comes more than once for one person or what, that's the question. But 10 out of 10, I don't think anyone will get.
I got a feeling it's happening this week. Here we go.
If you get a 10 out of 10 and you didn't put any money on that, like if you get a 10 out of 10,
that'd be annoying.
If you didn't put any,
that's $100,000. I'm telling you right now, if you put like $5 on that, that's literally like $10,000.
Yeah, 10 out of 10 would be crazy. Forest versus Palace. I got to back Forest, man. I'll be honest.
Forest.
I'm back in the draw in this game.
Yeah, I was about to say a draw. I feel like this might be a draw.
Nuno masterclass incoming.
You know, Max, you know what you should do, Max? You should predict every game $5 every weekend, because at the end of the day, it's gonna be like what $100. But if you win that 10K, you're in profit.
I mean, I pretty much do that.
Play the volume game, yeah.
I pretty much do that. I just don't do every game. I do like the ones I like the most. I typically do that.
Pretty soon we're getting some picks on the show at some point. I think it'd be cool. We'll see, because like at some point we gotta put our money where our mouth is with some of these things. If we got the Quickfire side or the actual preview side right, I don't know. It's something to actually test in theory. But that's it, lads. That's it. Those are our predictions. Those are our previews for game week 8 of the Premier League season. Like I said before, if you haven't done so already, like the video down below, subscribe to the channel. Let us know if you feel like any of our shouts are crazy, who your upset of the week is. A lot of juicy ones coming off the international break, a lot of storylines to tune into, and we're going to cover all of them again coming up next week for game week 9. From everybody here at the Roundtable, my name's Jose. That's Hoffa. That's Max. We'll catch you guys next time.